Hi everyone, I hope you're all. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big old CoinsKid crew. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have a good week moving forward. So, I've got a blue tick on Twitter, which is amazing. I love that little blue tick. Thank you, for letting me get that blue tick Twitter. But equally, thank you for getting me to 100,000 followers. Okay, on Twitter, it's amazing. Thank you. So I'm posting content on there all the time. Yesterday, this morning, I posted this little fractal. Potentially we're looking at a level of consolidation caught between the 1618 and the 1414 right there. As you was here, you got caught between the 1414 and the 1272. You built up a level of accumulation before you got a lovely impulsive break to the upside. So potentially I'm looking at that at the moment for Bitcoin. Worst case scenarios, we start to roll and we lose that low just there. This low at the 1272 has to hold, because if it doesn't, boom, you're rolling over and you're going into a bear market. Okay, but I don't necessarily envision that. I think that Bitcoin's very strong. I think the crypto market's relatively strong as well. There's a lot of fear around at the moment, isn't there? And whales buy fear, and like I said to you yesterday, dumb money sells fear. So don't be dumb money, basically. Don't be shaken out. We've got no confirmation of the bear yet. Do you get what I mean? We're on the precursor, but you're always on the precursor. On every impulse, you could roll and lose that low. But at the minute, you've not lost any market structure. Do you understand that? I can't convey that enough. So the bear market callers and people calling for a bear market at this point is bear market hopium until a key level of support has been lost. Do you understand that? And it was the same scenario here when we rolled over and we held this low just there. Went through this multi-month level accumulation. We really did get squeezed down here and really did test the lows, but at that point we got that beautiful supply shock basically, and the short squeeze just there where everyone thought we were going to roll into 20k, 10k, 14k. I've seen so many calls, and at that point we started to break out and create a beautiful impulsive break to the upside. So potentially we've got a very, very similar scenario that's happening here. Everyone was expecting some kind of blow off top, even myself, hold my hands up, because historically Bitcoin, like I've shown you, historical data says that Bitcoin has been really, really bullish in November and December of a bull run, but this time around it's been really rubbish, isn't it? It has been rubbish. So it's sort of carving out a new path basically as Bitcoin. Now, does it mean it has to hold support and continue here? Of course not. It can roll into the bear. No one's got a crystal ball, but it's a game of support and resistance, and these are all the things that I teach you in the space. Okay, so everyone expects some kind of crazy breakout or even a breakdown for Bitcoin, but what if Bitcoin just crabs between key resistance and key support for a while and gets boring? Bitcoin did this between May and July this year. It's called accumulation, support and resistance. Okay, there was another post that I tweeted last night. Again, if you're not following me on Twitter, do definitely get involved. I'm always posting bits and bobs on there, as well as the videos. So this particular tweet went a little bit viral, got 3.1k likes and a lot of retweets, and basically I just inverted the chart. A lot of people got scared on this one, to be honest with you. So what I put here, I have spotted a huge bearish pattern on Bitcoin, constantly running into the weekly 55 EMA, putting in lower lows and lower highs. Oh wait, so it's basically inverted. So if you look at that looks really bearish, doesn't it? Okay, that's really bearish. You're coming down, you run into resistance, you're rolling, but effectively you're not. This is inverted, so actually you're going up, you run into support. Do you see that? So sometimes you've got to look at things a little bit differently to see it differently. Do you understand? So at the minute, this is what I say to you: unless you break this, come back up here, invertedly, come back up and break a key level resistance, go to the upside, you can see you're rolling still here effectively, which means you're actually going up because it's inverted. Do you understand that? So it's just a little bit of a fun post, but it did put the fear of God into some people. Some of the comments were like, oh my God, but it was just a bit of fun, and look at that one. But yeah, it's just a bit of fun, and that's what I try to do, just keep people entertained in the space while they're sort of pulling their hair out, so do definitely head over to Twitter, and thank you for the 100k followers right there. Okay, so you can see like the whole market is pretty flat at the moment. There's not nothing that's doing terribly well, so it's sort of going sideways, isn't it? I think that the best thing in the top 100 is KuCoin token at 1.2% in the last hour. In the last day, we've got Sushi up 10%, Olympus up 10%, and that's about it really. And in the last 7 days, we've got NEAR that's done quite well, BTT, BitTorrent token, but that's starting to have a bit of a pullback in the last day there. But with Bitcoin, it's just basically going sideways. Look at the chart there, you've come up and you're just going sideways. So it's a bit rubbish, a bit flat, a bit boring, and this is what it does. It gets a bit crabby, in a level of consolidation. So it's all about holding the lows at the moment. So if we take a look at the charts here for Bitcoin, So with Bitcoin on a weekly time frame, then you can see what you're doing here. You're holding this key level support. So this is really, really good. We've got another weekly close above. If we can maintain this and start to sort of consolidate a bit over the next couple of weeks, this is where you're going to get the break and attack this high, okay, off this level of consolidation and reaccumulation, basically, to attack this high. This is what we do need to see. Get this high broken, obviously. If we can sort of accumulate, start to come back up, break out, and fall back to that high and hold it and accumulate again. That's where you're going to see Bitcoin keep rinse repeating what it's doing basically in this time frame, basically where you're coming down, hold a key level support for the continuation of a trend that you're in. Okay, so for me personally, think about your positions in crypto. If you do start to see Bitcoin lose a key level support, and it is this 55 EMA, like I've said to you so many times on the weekly, if you start to see it do something like this, it closes under it and then closes under it again and starts to hit its head, that's your bear market confirmation for me, for Bitcoin. I do think you're looking at a large correction here for Bitcoin. Don't necessarily envision it at the moment. I think a lot of fear is being put into the market at the moment that we are in a bear market, but I'm not seeing any confirmation of that at the moment. Okay, so all the way here as well, there was no confirmation of a bear market here, and I kept telling people, you're calling up, you're going to get a breakout to the upside, and here no one believed me, absolutely no one believed me. And I got so many trolls, so many people making troll accounts as well, but eventually, after testing support a couple of times here, putting effectively a triple bottom on the weekly, you eventually broke up and created that short squeeze and that supply shock, and you got a beautiful V-shaped recovery and the impulsive power to come up and break these highs, okay, and you did exactly that, and then you took out this all-time high and you made a brand new all-time high for Bitcoin. Okay, so I do envision that you're going through a very, very similar scenario. You've come down, you're coiling up, like I said to you just here again between the EMAs, holding key level support. There's nothing bearish, there's nothing rolly over about this until you lose the support. Do you understand that? So you don't go short unless you lose support. It really is that simple. So yeah, obviously you can trade up and down and take advantage of some of the patterns that are created. I think on the daily time frame here we have got some kind of broadening kind of channel that's going on here. We've got this key level resistance, but you can see we've not necessarily back tested it, so it looks as though we've potentially got some kind of broadening channel just here. Do you see that? Some broadening bottom, potentially. This is where you could come back down, do something like this, boom, 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 come back down, and eventually when you break out of that, you will be traced back up to where you formed the broadening bottom. And it's just chip chop sideways. I think what Bitcoin's looking for here primarily on the daily is a test of this yellow line, which is a 20 EMA. Now, if you're sitting on the wings and you're waiting for a confirmation break, like I said to you down here, once you start to get back above these EMAs and you fall back into them and back to the support, and you get the buy and go to the beat signal from CoinsKid just there, that's an amazing signal. Okay, you come back up, fall back, boom, 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 see you later. And you can see just there we rolled down, we put in a bit of a death cross, followed by a buy and go to the beat, just start to get back above the EMAs after this level of consolidation, this small level of consolidation, this beautiful double bottom pattern just there for Bitcoin. Once we got back above, we put a new impulsive break. So if you are looking for a confirmation statement that we've reversed the trend here and we start to come back up the stairs, because effectively on the daily you are in a downtrend, coming down to a key level support, and you're being forced to test the resistance and the support by the EMAs coming down on your head, but you are creating a lovely little reversal broadening bottom pattern at the moment on the daily. If you look at it like that, this is a lovely little sort of reversal pattern that you do see, something like that, starts to break that resistance, starts to come back up, you retesting that, and at that point you can see the EMA would be there. And if you do start to get through the 20 and hold them back to support, this is where you get the breakouts. If you're looking for a confirmation statement and a lovely long opportunity, wait till you see something like this. Okay, and again, look, you come up there, you consolidated, you're breaking out the EMAs, you're holding support, that's your long statement just there, and this is where you put your juicy long in. Okay, obviously with the impulsive break, the 1618, take your profit TP. I've taught you all that, okay, which you can do on Bybit. So anyway, that's Bitcoin. At the moment, it's sort of creating some kind of broadening bottom channel at the moment, isn't it? Which is a bullish reversal pattern if you can hold the support. Now, equally, obviously, if you do lose support here, you're going to cascade and come down, and you've got your key level support here for Bitcoin, which I do not want to see lost. You've got this one just here, which is a technical level support, but this for me is your huge level of support. You start to see that lost, that could itself spell the precursor to a bear market right here. But for me, usually in bull markets, if we have entered a bear market, and I see a lot of technical analysis calling for a bear market at the moment, usually what you do see in a bear market is a dead cat bounce, some kind of relief rally. Okay, and we've not had that yet. We've just rolled, and we've not had any kind of recovery or any kind of dead cat bounce. So this is what we're looking for, and you will have a key level resistance moving forward, and I'll show you this right now. Okay, so from this low, I need to get that right on the wick there. Let me get that right on the wick. I do apologise. Go and move that up to there. So that is your key low just there where you've wicked off. Okay, now you basically you're looking for a dead cat bounce or some kind of relief rally. Okay, this is what you usually get in the end of a bull run into a bear, which is why I think this cycle is completely different. But again, that's another theory. And again, you can see you've got that swing high just sat just there on that wick high there. Okay, so basically with dead cat bounces, what you do usually see is some kind of bounce. Okay, so it bounces up usually to 050, sometimes to the 0618. Now if you do start to come up and actually get through them levels and hold them as support, and especially get through the 786, that's a massive precursor that you're going to take out that high, and you've built up the power after this accumulation to come back up the stairs and take out that high. Because once you do, you're going to be in an impulsive break to the 1618. Remember, all these targets were met, each and every single one, but this was getting a little bit overextended here, and this particular break of this high, I do think you'll see a lot of FOMO here potentially coming to this white line, which is 107k, which is my technical target that you've been in since you lowballed out down here in July. So that's basically Bitcoin. Keep an eye on this particular pattern that's starting to form here, because again, people are getting shaken out, aren't they? And the fear of God is into people, but you're holding a key level of support for the continuation of the trend that you're in, and we've not had any kind of dead cat bounce at the moment, which is what you do usually see. So you have got these levels of resistance here. You've got currently, you can see you're on the 236. Okay, you're holding it, you're coiling up like this, boom 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 boom. If you continue to hold that, break that, you're coming back up to retest the 0382 at 5850, 5851, sorry, and then you've got your 050 at 53899, the golden ratio there at 57130, and you start to come back up and do something like that, holding back to support. You come back up and you're going to take out that high. Okay, and I remember we went through this scenario here as well, where you came down, you was coming up and creating a dead cat bounce, and you did actually run into resistance. Okay, and a lot of the bears were like, yeah, there it is, we've got a dead cat bounce, it's coming down, at this point here where it just went shy of 050, but it came down on the buy and go to the beach and held the support of the buy and go to the beach, and that's when it put the impulsive break. So potentially we could be looking at a rinse repeat scenario of this accumulation, falling to the lows, retesting the lows, get your V-shaped breakout, and at that point the bear market is not here, is it? You've just entered a level of accumulation, held the low, and upstairs you go basically. So that's Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that quick swift little update. It was a bit long, I do apologise. Take care everyone, back tomorrow, another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.